Now, Storm Watch 12 weather with meteorologist Josh Culbreath.
Welcome back to News Watch 12 midday. Right now you're taking a live look at Yreka. This view coming courtesy of the Rain Rock Casino. And we're starting to see that cloud coverage break apart. This is what it's going to look like a little bit later in the day in Medford. Right now within the Rogue Valley, those clouds are hanging a little bit tougher. Right now it is 46 degrees in Yreka. I don't think we warm up much more than that, just given that we had that cold front that passed yesterday. So even though the morning time lows weren't nearly as cold as what we saw last week, the afternoon highs are going to be noticeably cooler. We're in the 40s, 30s, and even 20s still up in some of the higher terrain. 40s throughout Siskiyou County. We're also in the 40s, just above 40 degrees there in Medford, and we are at 47 degrees in Brookings. Here's another look at those Cascade and Siskiyou road conditions. Still, we have the chain requirements at Willamette Pass, but just a few minutes ago, I kind of forgot to show the east side road conditions, so I want to show my people over in the basin some love. Spots of ice and black ice all throughout US 97, Oregon 138, and Oregon 140, but no chain requirements. So we continue to take things slow out on the roadways today on the east side and in some of those mountain passes. Here's your Rogue Valley planner for the rest of the day. We're going to see that cloud coverage gradually break apart. It's hanging a little bit tougher than what we originally anticipated, and those temperatures today, they're only going to make it into the mid-40s. And once again, that is because of the cold front that passed yesterday, and that's what ended up bringing us the rain and snow that's creating some of those slick conditions up in some of the Cascade passes. So for today, like I said, the high temperatures, they'll be noticeably cooler compared to yesterday. 40s, 30s, and even 20s up here, up at Crater Lake and on the east side. Something worth noting today is those winds will be gusting all the way up to 35 miles per hour at Crater Lake. So those wind chills could be in the single digits at times, just given or just depending on how fast the wind speeds are. And then within Siskiyou County and within the west side valleys will be in the 40s, mid to upper 40s, and will be just above 50 degrees there in Brookings. Now, as we head into the overnight hours, this is when it's going to become really apparent that the air mass that we're dealing with is much colder than what we've been dealing with over the past few days. Teens on the east side, we can even have some localized areas of single digits. Throughout Siskiyou County will be in the low 20s, more like mid to upper 20s within the Rogue Valley, and even in the 30s there along the coast as well. So we're really going to be reeling from the impacts of that cold front all over the place. Your next 3 days within the west side valleys, very pleasant. They'll be a little bit on the cooler side for Tuesday and Wednesday, but this is about average for this time of the year, maybe a smidge below average. But then Thursday, we get a big time warm up. Look at that, 6-degree difference between Wednesday and Thursday. That trend will continue throughout the end of the week. And as we look ahead towards the end of the week, not only are we going to get a little bit more mild, but unfortunately, we are just going to stay bone dry. Terrible news for the drought. And also with sort of a dry pattern in place, we're expecting air stagnation to return. I wouldn't be surprised if we had an air stagnation advisory issued for some of our inland valleys starting tomorrow or maybe on Wednesday at the latest. Here's your 7-day forecast along the coast. Not a whole lot going on. We will see that gradual warm up throughout the course of the week. We'll have temperatures flirting with 60 degrees starting on Thursday, and we'll pretty solidly be in the 60s by Saturday and into Sunday. And then in Siskiyou County, just kind of similar to all the other forecast zones we're responsible for, not a whole lot of rain. In fact, no rain at all. And that continues to be the big bugaboo within our forecast. We desperately need it. January is such a big water month for us, and we just don't have any water to speak of right now. So that's going to be tough moving forward. In the basin, also no water to speak of. We're going to be warming up throughout the course of the week. We're in the 40s right now. We'll be in the 50s time for the weekend. Up in the mountains, we'll also see that gradual warm up, but the snowpack up there is definitely suffering because of the lack of water. Then in the Rogue Valley, we will also keep things very dry, but our temperatures will warm up anywhere between 10 to 15 degrees over the next 7 days.
It's looking like short season to me by Sunday. I'm just ready to hit the pool, bust out the bikini. How long are we going to have weather that's maybe that warm?
Well, that all kind of depends on what the long-term models are thinking. As of right now, I don't see any stopping this mild pattern. Maybe towards the end of the month, we can maybe shift into a cooler and wetter pattern. But yeah, for now, have the short sleeves, have the shorts, pretend like it's the first little false spring, if you will.
Absolutely. Well, I feel guilty now because I know that this is not what we need for our drought.
Yeah, that's been the pro and con of it this entire time. It feels great outside, but you don't feel great inside.
Correct. My life story. Thank you, Josh.
Yes, of course.